everyone, to the channel. Today, me and Ethan are going to be discussing the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. We're going to start with Bills versus Broncos. Me and Ethan are actually on opposite sides for this one. I'm rooting for the Bills. You're rooting for the Broncos. You root, all right. One thing, although I'm rooting for the Bills, I am kind of worried about how they will perform, especially with Josh Allen having to deal with a lot of injuries. He has a couple injuries he's been dealing with. He's not his 100%. And
the Broncos have one of the best defenses.
Exactly.
In the league. And so I think this is going to be a very tight and close game. I want Bo Nix and the Denver defense to go to the Super Bowl. That's my expectation. But if the Broncos were to lose, I think it's either one of two things. One being Bo Nix being inconsistent, or Sean Payton, their coach, being too cutesy with the plays. And so if the Broncos do lose, I do think that'll be one of two things, as I just said.
Yeah, I agree. And I think as pointed out, Bo Nix, a young quarterback, very talented, but I think I still want to lead with the veteran presence in the playoffs with Josh Allen at the helm for the Bills. And I just feel like I have more confidence in him getting it done, even if he is a little injured right now, than in Bo Nix right now. But it could go any way, I think.
Yeah,
I think it could go any way.
Can.
Like you said, it's a very even matched up team right now, and it's gonna be a great game in my opinion.
And in this point in the NFL playoffs, all 8 teams have a chance to advance. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that. Where look at Bills Mafia, the Bills fan base. They've been wanting a Super Bowl for how long now?
Yeah.
They had that stint.
They deserve it.
They had that stint in the '90s of 4 straight Super Bowl losses. And now it's just, if the Bills lose, I do think they're going to be questioning Sean McDermott, and I don't think they're going to be questioning Josh Allen, because he is who he is.
MVP level quarterback. They know what they have in him. It's just, can his teammates step up to the plate when the time comes? And I think they can. I do believe in Buffalo. I think they're even though their defense isn't as good as the Broncos, I think their offense could be better than the Broncos at times. So we'll just have to see how everything unfolds once the game starts.
And the Bills' defense has been inconsistent too. So
yeah, exactly. So they have their highs and they have their lows, but yeah, I hope the Bills make it to the Super Bowl. I would love to see a Bills versus Bears Super Bowl. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'll be cool. And you know what too? Moving on to the next game, you have 49ers at Seattle tonight. Sam Darnold, they're not even certain if he's going to play now.
Yeah.
And the Seahawks have one of the best defenses in the league. It's just, for me, I want the Niners to advance.
Same.
I will say this. Last week, I said if the Bears advance to the divisional, I think they're going to lose. But they changed my mind. It's
Bears magic.
For me, it's knowing that if the Bears can beat LA, I think the Bears have a chance to beat either the Niners or the Seahawks in the NFC Championship game, and I had to advance to the Super Bowl. And I think the best bet would be to face the 49ers if that were the case.
I personally am rooting for the 49ers just because, if you remember a handful of weeks ago, the 49ers
lost a tight one.
Yeah, it was a close game. 49ers beat the Bears, on a fail, last minute play by Caleb. Luther Burden actually got injured for a little bit there.
Yeah.
And I just want to see 49ers move through to the next round. So when the Bears win against the Rams, that we could get our revenge and get a little payback for that game. But I'm rooting for the 49ers in that one. And also, there's just a really good team that, despite all the injuries they faced during this year, they've stayed resilient, and I like seeing that. And I think they have a chance against Seattle.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan magic right there. He can face anything and keep winning.
I remember that 49ers match versus the Bears, bro. I was fuming. Brock Purdy had all those rushing touchdowns. Oh yeah. So I would like to see the Bears play them again.
For me, here's the thing, that's going to be another close one, but I think when you have close games like this in the playoffs, it makes them extra special.
You'll
have all these teams compete. They know what's at stake. They want it.
That wild card round, that was a phenomenal wild card round. So many close games, so many great endings. It was amazing to see that. Let's see. I think now we can talk about Rams versus Bears.
Well, yeah, we can, and then we'll We'll do Texans Patriots.
Texans, Patriots. Okay, yeah.
We'll do the Bears game. So
Wait.
yeah, and what's up?
Just what do you call Bears versus Rams, and it's gonna be a crazy game. I know I've seen a lot of Bears fans really confident. I'll say confident.
Maybe too confident.
I think at times a little cocky because don't get me wrong, we've seen phenomenal games where so many comeback wins, and it really feeds to the atmosphere when you're at Soldier Field. But I don't want to get too cocky because this Rams team is still very capable of defeating the Bears. You got Matthew Stafford at quarterback, who's one of the best to do it, and it's just like I don't think Bears fans are remembering that for those first 3 quarters the team was pretty bad.
I just it's really good knowing the Bears can make a comeback.
Yeah.
But I just don't think you could do that against the Rams.
I think we need to have a strong opening. I don't know if that's going to happen, but you need to come out the gate swinging already, and they just haven't done that in a long time already. I feel like it's been constantly just coming from behind and getting the comeback wins, which I love to see them, but like, is it consistent? I don't know. Is it consistent enough to get to the Super Bowl? Maybe. But it's a lot of what ifs. I have seen a lot of fans though talking about the cold weather. It's gonna be like 15 degrees at.
And then with the wind chill involved. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be like 7 degrees out.
Yes, you can use the wind, the cold to your advantage, but you cannot rely on it to win
Exactly.
the game.
Exactly.
You just can't do that.
This is. I'm still rooting for the Bears. I still think the Bears can win the game, but I do not want to be too cocky and be like, oh yeah, this is a for sure win for the Bears. But I do feel confident in what they can get done.
Both teams have a chance.
Yeah,
That's
both teams have a chance. At the end of the day, they do have to come to Chicago. They got to go to Soldier Field with the atmosphere, booming. So many fans, that have stuck through all those awful years are just so hyped to see a team that's actually playing well. Like, not just for the Bears, but like in all Chicago sports.
Yep.
We haven't had a good team in a while, so it's good to see. It's really good to see. And yeah, go Bears. I hope they win, and it's gonna be cool.
I'm gonna be so nervous. I'm gonna be so near to a heart attack. Serious. So that's
every single Bears game is like that at this point.
And then I love this narrative too. You had the Ben Johnson handshake. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I saw somewhere that like Packers fans or some Packers fans found it too offensive, and they signed like a petition of like 3,000 people to apologize.
I hate how we live in a competitive nature of the NFL where people just cannot understand what rivalry and intensity is.
Exactly.
Because you'll have people now mistake Ben Johnson's intensity and realism as disrespect. When it's
exactly.
It's a rivalry,
And not to be that guy, but also like LaFleur had done that prior too. For every single, like, if you go back to like the past 3 games they played, they've always like had like these fast handshakes. So I don't think it was not disrespectful. I don't think he should apologize. It's a rivalry at the end of the day. I know he also said some stuff in the locker room, which I totally agree with. But like it's at the end of the day, it's just a sport. It's all fun and games. It's harmless rivalry fun. You know what I mean? It brings us extra part of like an atmosphere to the matches of Green Bay versus Bears, and you don't get that when you're playing other teams. And it makes me enjoy the game just that much more.
Yeah, they say it's a rivalry, but really this hasn't been a rivalry in how long?
It hasn't. It hasn't. It finally feels like it's been, because now both teams are good, and that's great. That's great for football. That's great for the NFL. Seeing them be put on national television, Packers-Bears games again, that's amazing to see.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, he doesn't have to apologize. At the end of the day, it's a rivalry. It's a sport. What do you call it? Nobody was injured. Nobody was hurt from it, I think. So nobody needs to.
Well, the Bears had a couple injuries, but that's football.
Yes.
It's a violent game.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, it's all just for the love of the game.
Yep,
yeah.
Absolutely. And then you have the whole cheese grater thing too.
I love seeing that though. I love it. Creative, by the Bears fans, of course, and the hat as well. And I love to see the backstory of the hat. Knowing that little small company down in Texas had gotten a cease and desist letter from the Packers for making foam cheese hats.
Cheese head.
And for them to go be pitiful and like make the graders is just amazing to see. I love that, and seeing DJ Moore and just seeing the players. Like, a lot of times you got these rivalries, but sometimes the players don't feed into it, and they don't even really care because they're just on the team. This team cares. This team shows a lot of attitude and shows that the winning matters. You saw at the end of the game, Bears players, falling to their knees and have like just astonished at the win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Ben Johnson celebrating.
Ben
and
Johnson
he
falling
fell
over. Yeah, everybody was hyped. They actually care. They care about the city and they care about about like what it means. They know what it means to fans having like a winning team.
And if you're Green Bay, if you want it all to stop, then win the game. That's all
Yeah,
you can do.
simple
Win
as
the
that.
football
And
game.
again, they could have very well been their game if they had a better kicker and played.
And that you have this thing where Matt LaFleur is giving Sean McVay pointers.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about that or something.
No, yes, I think I did. And also, I don't know if this is factual, but is it true that the Rams have Matt LaFleur's
Little brother?
Little brother
Yeah,
on the
they do,
roster?
yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay, yeah. So this is gonna be interesting. I love to see it. It just feeds to the the rivalry, and I love it. I love it.
It
so
does
much.
absolutely,
It
and we're
does,
all for it. We're going forward.
Yeah.
And so now we have Houston going into New England.
I'm gonna go. I gotta go with New England. They've had such a phenomenal year. Texans have shown some shaky parts at times more than the New England. But what I will know is that Drake May's performance last week was not exactly the most.
It scraped them by.
Confident,
It wasn't
yeah.
good, but it scraped them by to
Yeah,
win.
definitely could have been better. They definitely could have. He could have performed better. But I still have my intentions to be that they'll win, the Patriots.
I want New England to win so badly because they deserve this. They had 3 years of a rebuild and they did it correctly, and now they're back. in
Yeah,
postseason contention. But same could be said for the Texans. They want it just as much.
True
They
that.
deserve it too. And I think C.J. Stroud needs to play better. And Houston's defense last week was phenomenal. More than that, even. It's just, can Drake May have a better game, and can the O-line hold up? Because I think if that Houston defense if they're going to show up, then that's gonna be the difference maker.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, it's in these divisional rounds. I think it's just also, but there's so many. That's the great thing about playoff football. There's so many aspects of the game that you don't take into account for eventually, and then at the end, for instance, like I said, Green Bay Packers Bears games, Packers should have won that game. But then out of nowhere, their kicker decides to just
Sell.
Brandon
and,
McMahon
is
7 points. So it could be anybody's game at the end of the day.
I think they already released Brandon McManus after that. He left 7 points
that's
on the
tough.
board.
I mean, he's already older though. He's already a little washed. At least he already has he's been in the league for a couple years.
Yeah, and he won that Super Bowl
made
with
money.
Denver.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, at least it's not like a young kicker who just got lost his one chance. So that's the only bright side I can see. Obviously it's tough for him, but at least he's already had a very successful career.
I have New England winning, but again, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Houston wins.
Houston can do the upset, yeah.
And so anything else?
No, just to highlight that you're right. At the end of the day, these are two teams that did the rebuild right, especially New England. You know what I mean? It shows what a competent manager and coaching and front office can do for a team in even a short period of time.
Yeah,
So,
for all
it's great
these
to see.
teams, really. Heck yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it. So thank you guys